I've been on a bit of an engine swap kick recently. You know that diesel swap that I did? Yeah, that got me thinking. I've seen enough roadkill to know that the diesels are not really limited by very much. The big thing that really seems to limit it is you can turn up the boost as much as you want as long as you can get enough fuel in. But this is BeamNG, that's not a limitation we have. So I thought I would go with my favorite drag car of all, this beastie. What if I could take this beast and then try to put this engine in another vehicle again and just see quite how far we can push this. So first we gotta grab the files for this. Oh, would you look at that? They finally got a nomenclature that matches up. The Burnside Special. So let's create a new mod on Fire Special. You know, because I don't assume that this is going to go particularly well. Then the next thing we need to know is where to find the engine. And the engine luckily is on the frame, much like it is for this vehicle. So that'll make it a little bit easier. And as we remember, this one is called a semi. And I'm assuming my British editor knows why calling this a semi is a bit of a weird thing to call it. So we're gonna grab the engine, bring that in, then we're gonna grab Burnside engine, and we'll put that here instead. And just like that, we have the diesel. And, well, of course it doesn't stick immediately, but it does fit in instantly. What is happening? Why are things acting weird? Is this attached? It shouldn't be attached. It is attached by default. Interesting. That'd be those lovely engine mounts. What we're gonna do, however, is grab the Burnside engine mounts and replace the normal engine mounts with that. If I could find I can't find the engine mounts here. Well, anyway, we're gonna put them here. Where are the engine mounts are actually not here. That's weird. Well, they are here now, though, and I've put them in, so let's go the ultra heavy duty ones, because this is a big engine. And oh boy, this thing is unhappy. Oh, that's some weird movement. Immediately I'm seeing the issue is the names are E1L and E1R and things like that, whereas in this one it's EN number then a right or a left. That's throwing it a little bit astray. So what we're gonna do is to change the default engine mounts to have semi on it. Then we're gonna grab engine mounts. You're gonna get rid of all of them except for ultra heavy duty one. And then we're gonna change this to semi. And we're gonna try to find out which ones of these are the engine mounts. Get the feeling it might be EN5R, but I'm not quite sure. So let's get to looking. First, let's remove this hood. Don't need that. And then let's see if there's any sort of engine mount thing here, because currently what we're seeing in the code is this thing doesn't have engine mounts. It just connects the engine to the chassis rails. For instance, F3R, I think? We can find a whole bunch of, like, weird things. I don't fully understand what these are connecting to. Oh yeah, F3R. So the engine, EN1R, which is engine 1 right, is connected directly to this sucker, so there is no engine mounts. Here, luckily, we have engine mounts all lined up, and all we need to do is put those nodes in here. Luckily, we have that, and we can just kind of plop that somewhere. So under here, mount. Then what I want to do is basically have all engine nodes, I think, connecting to the engine mounts. So we're going to grab an EN1L, and then we're going to put that there. We're going to grab next an EN2R, also put that there. You get the idea. You know what I'm doing. Then in these slots, we're going to paste in our engine mounts, and hopefully this doesn't break too much. And now all the engine mount stuff should work perfectly. Then we're gonna save that, and let's see if you now will have the engine. Oh dear, this seems to not be working in the intended way. And my big thinking about this is maybe this one is not in the right place, and two, maybe my engine node weight is not set right. I'm thinking I might put the engine mounts in here instead, and then removing the old engine mount data. So I think that might be conflicting. Hey, look at that, it's working! All right, let's try lifting you up. And we're getting there. I think we might want to remove the hood though. And I think we're also gonna have to remove the front bumper and the front grille, if I can figure out where the front grille is. We're gonna have to probably move the rest of this and probably do it in Blender. But for now, I think we're just gonna blindly move the engine back. Now, this is all in meters, so let's start with 2 meters to start with. Put that to 0, and this We'll put that to 2 because that's what we're changing. And let's see where that kind of places us. So then we get a general idea. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, 2 meters is too far. Let's change this to 1.5. And that's about on point. All right, we'll move the rest of this back eventually, but that's a good starting place. This is a big goddamn engine. Holy cow. You know, I just realized, because I'm going to be modifying this anyway, we can get rid of this. We don't really need that anymore. And instead, we're going to grab the files from here. So we're going to put the Burnside in there, and then some of the semi stuff. It would just be under the DAE. Let's have a check. There's a lot of stuff here. Yes, good. Okay, the engine stuff is here. We can get rid of the rest of this. We only really need the engine. Now we're going to import the Burnside as well. We're going to keep basically just the chassis. Now we're going to combine these two. So copy this and paste it in here. And now we can get an idea of how this thing actually fits. We should probably also grab the chassis. So let's drag that to about there. And you can start to see this is just a smidge bit of an issue. Yeah, then we got chassis issues. So I think what we might have done is cut along here and then extended. So let's do that. Grab it about here. And then move that out. So we're gonna modify a version of this transmission. Then over here, we'll get rid of you. And then put that transition. Oh, God. Oh, no. All right. Let's bring back the other transmission. Then paste in this transmission. And I think what we're going to do is... Oh, you know what? Actually, no. The bell housings do line up. Maybe that is where that goes. Well, I think we're going to create a bastardization of the two transmissions together. The idea is they took the bell housing and then they welded it to the bell housing, like where the bell housing would be, basically. You get the idea. And I think that means we're gonna need to grab the Burnside transmission as well. Then under here, we're also gonna put semi to make sure that it brings the right thing out. Now we refresh it. We have a look under engine and we have the right transmission. Good. Do we have our mesh? No. You know what it is? It's because these are once again the wrong thing. And now refresh, and damn it. Is that teetering now? It is! Oh my god, that's awesome. Either way, it should still work. It shouldn't be an issue. We can come back to this in a bit though. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hide and unhide everything. And then you'll notice that there's at least one thing out there. So we're gonna go object, set origin to 3D cursor, which is in the middle. Then we're going to export this. Then start changing the names of all flex bodies being called. And back in BeamNG, we find that that makes this unhappy. Wait, what if we control R this? Will it? Nope. Okay. Apparently now can't find a bunch of things. Oh, it's because I deleted the wrong thing. I'm an idiot. This is the one we're meant to delete. Now, if we refresh, okay, well, I don't know why it's still doing it now. Hey, at least the turbo's there, just the engine block itself doesn't want to be here. Why? Why those, but not the other thing? Oh, you know what? I've unfortunately put semi in there twice. That was weird. And now, there you go. That's what we wanted to see. Now, we haven't put the chassis modifications in, but we'll do that in a minute. First, we're going to move these engine nodes back. What did we say? It was like 1.5 meters? That shouldn't be too hard. Change that to 2, and change that to 2. All right, easy. Then change this to 1 and a 0. Save that, bring it back to here, and hopefully these nodes will now line up perfectomundically. Yeah. Control W and have a look for fuel tank. We now have a diesel tank, and whoo, that's a spicy meatball. We should also have extra turbo stuff, so we're gonna put on the biggest turbo we have and probably blow the hell out of this thing. So before we're done, we are going to taste the fruits of our labor. Oh, will this actually go? Let's slow it down and go again. And oh, not quite. So we're already into a gear change. I feel as if what we need to do is fiddle with the gearing, because this thing could probably do with like doubling or tripling the gear ratio. Even though this thing has a giant engine up front, I reckon this thing could wheelie. So under rear thing, we have a rear differential and we have a final adjustable. Oh, good. We have an adjustable final drive. Would you look at that? Let's bring that down to something like, oh, I wonder what it is on this thing. Probably wouldn't tell me. So we're just going to go like maybe a 2.3 for now and see if that works. Rev it up and let it rip. Oh, okay, that torque converter is not strong enough. Oh, that is not a strong enough torque converter. It is it still in first gear? What is happening? That's weird. That is very, very weird. Is the torque converter in here somewhere? It might be. Ah, okay. We now have to draw upon our torque converter. Let's bring out the transmission, and can we find torque converter here as a thing? Okay, yep. I accidentally removed the torque converter. So let's grab the torque converters and put them back into the transmission. I just cleaned it up a little bit. It turns out I did it wrong. So there we go. We got our converters back. And now we have a high stall, low stall, and medium. I think we're going to go low stall converter. Then, okay, it feels like it's a little bit stronger. So we got the low stall here. Oh, this is going to... Stall torque ratio? Oh, I don't know what any of this means. We're going to grab the code for some variables. Then we're going to put stuff in here. Now this is a little bit messy, but we're going to change this around to being diam for the diameter. This is going to be stiff for the stiffness. AV rat, stall rat. And you know what? Actually, no, we don't need the last one. We don't need additional engine inertia. This is going to take a little bit. Category can remain under engine, and then this is where this is going to start getting a little bit weird. Because this is going to be a multiplication. There's going to be 1 by default. Then the second number is going to be 0.01. And then this one's going to be like 10. So basically we can times everything up to 10 times to hopefully give us a much clearer thing. And we're going to change this to just 0.1 and not 0.01. Then rename all of these things to be like torque ratio. Now this stuff doesn't really particularly matter, but it'll help me remember what it is that I've done. Then this is where this gets a little bit messy. We have to put a quotation here. Then on the other side, I think we go star, and then we put in the thing that we've done. Oh, you know, I really don't remember how this goes. Okay, so this is how it goes. We got $ equals, then the thing that we've got, times, and then the default number. $ equals the thing we've got, times the number we've got, then end of quotations. Easy, right? And with the final thing done, we'll save that and check to see, yes, good, all right, we have values now. Why is it -80? What is happening? Wait, I see a percentage sign here. It shouldn't be percentage. Let's try putting X in there and see what happens. Hey, now we got our thing, so we can go down to 1, or we can put it up much higher. Okay. The converter stiffness is probably the one we're going to want to change the most, though. Let's see what they normally are. So this one is the default one is 7.5. Okay, so the drag one's at 12. If we're at 7.5, that's only put us up to 15. Let's maybe change that to 3. And dump again. It's still very soft. Weird. Let's try something silly and make that close to 2 times. 1.7, good. Let's give that a try. And, oh, I feel that lurched a little bit more. Let's just turn everything up to 2 for now. Then, oh, okay. All right, that did what we wanted. So let's try that again. Slow motion, and then do it, and let's see if we can reach it at its peak. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we have full liftoff. That is actual wheels leaving the ground. That is a lot of tire smoke coming out here. This thing is just bursting at the seams. And then, yeah, this thing has really poor grip. Oh, and final ratio is not very good. Interesting. But now that we got that going, I want to put in the other things that we need. So 1, change the chassis, and 2, put an intercooler in, maybe. I unfortunately deleted the intercooler. Let's see if we can find this intercooler hidden here. Oh, what? Where is this intercooler? Is it? Oh, no, no, there we go. Now we got the intercooler. Now, what exactly are we grabbing? That's the intercooler and radiator together. You know what? Screw it. I think we are going to have to grab both of these. Then plump that in here. So, yeah, this is where this gets a little bit tricky. It's going to be a little bit problematic because now this once again is interfering. Let's just add another cube and try to make up a mount of our own. I think that works pretty well. Then we're going to re-export this. Then we're going to need to grab the chassis. Good, frame. Then change this to be a different sort of frame. Now under flex bodies, we can put semi. Now if we come back to here and refresh, will that move? Yeah, good. Okay, we've got at least a frame moved out so far. What? Is that not far enough? Something here is going wrong. Oh, what I'm seeing, this frame should be a lot longer. Did I? Oh, you know what? I haven't selected the correct frame. There we go. Same frame is there. And please be nice to me. Yeah, there we go. Now, we don't need this radiator support. Where's that being drawn from? Please be called Okay, good. We got radiator and radiator support. We're gonna need both of these, though. We're also gonna rename these. See, if these don't have a different name, it's just gonna replace what's in here. And I don't want to replace what's just in there. I want this to be a little bit smoother, so then I don't have to deactivate the mod and reactivate the mod every time I use it and don't use it. So, first things first, we're gonna get rid of the radiator support. Engine bay... Oh. This is actually what the devs have called this. That's not me. They're doing the bad words. God damn it, I wonder if I have to censor that. You know what? Yeah, now we're gonna make sure that this is censored. So, editor, instead put a mosaic over that, and just know that it's the C word, not the Australian C word, but the defecation C word. The rest of this looks like it's pretty darn fine. Then the trick in the radiator itself, we're gonna find the race one, we're gonna put semi on here, and then we're gonna get rid of everything else. We only need the one. Then the mesh is gonna be what we call this, the semi-radiator semi again. And under radiator support, we now have semi-radiator support, which is not showing up for some reason, but okay. And, oh, our subs are not showing up either. What? Why? I changed radiator. There we go. Okay, let's grab this. And on the semi frame, under radiator support, we're gonna change that over to semi. Okay, we now have semi radiator support. Oh dear. Why does that break everything? All right, let's get rid of that and then get rid of this. And somehow I've broken it. Nope, I fixed it. Okay, so it doesn't like semi-radiator support, but the normal radiator support is fine. The only difference being... Okay, well now it's working. What is happening? Hey, look! I got the mounts and everything to work. And do you want to know how I did it? I don't know. I just fiddled with some things, and eventually it worked. And do you know what else? We also got the transmission to show up. What was happening with the transmission is that it was calling upon for the group for it to be attached to the Burnside engine. And clearly in the semi, it was called the semi engine, so I just changed a few of those names around. And as a result, everything is all good, clear, and working. Yes! So, in stock form, before we blow the hell out of this thing, if we rev this up and then dump that clutch, it will get a bit of a wheelie going on. Now, that's what we're up to last, and I wanted to increase the final drive ratio. As you see there, not the greatest. Oh, our final drive is back up to 3, so let's put that down to like 2.5. Then try that out. Oh, even bigger wheelies. And we're getting up to 200 kilometers an hour. Okay, that's what, like, I think like 130 miles per hour or something? Oh, this thing, oh my god, lifts up that rear wheel, something chronic. Alright, let's change this final drive down to, we can take it down all to 2. So let's rev her up, give her a kick. Oh my god, the thing does quite the wheelie now, and we've not even started getting into modifying the engine yet. And cross the line at 230 kilometers an hour. Oh, brake fade. Oh, there's a few things now I want to fiddle with. One of which is get the exhaust to not go here, but pop up like a hater pipe. And then I want to get rid of this ugly impeller, and then it's going to look a little bit weird because this is just going to be a hollow mesh, but it's going to look better than having this pipe on it. Luckily, both of these things are fairly easy to do. First, let's grab this and just delete that. Oh, nope, hold on. Oh, okay. Let's make sure we're on vertice select mode, get rid of that, then delete that, and that'll get rid of that. Now, in here, we can see that we got a pipe that comes down. We don't need that to come down. Now we have a straight freighter pipe going directly upwards. And then all we need to do is get rid of this stuff. Hey presto. I think that's going to work perfectly. And back in BeamNG, it's not going to show us what we want. Why? Because everything hates me. Or maybe it's that I'm not very good. Either way, you should like and subscribe and maybe become a channel member. We'll leave that up to you. Oh, I know why this is not being drawn anymore. This needs to be Burnside. Perfect. We have a hater pipe. And look at that. Our node is almost lined up. That's pretty awesome. Oh, it's not double-sided. For now, what we need to do is line this up a little bit. So we'll make this about 0.6, and then it needs to move forward about 10 centimeters. Back in here and refresh, and our exhaust is... oh, it's a little bit far forward. Everything else is perfect. Our hater pipe now is functional. Look at that chuffing smoke. Now, remember when we brought main materials in? Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. Instead, we're going to grab main materials from here, from the semi-zip, and then we're going to delete everything we don't need. Anyway, this is semi-frame, this is semi-engine, semi-frame, semi-frame, semi-engine. Yeah, okay. So we need semi-frame and semi-engine. That's it. Everything else can go away. Next, to make sure that none of this interferes, we're going to change the name of this material to be burn. And then in here, we're going to do the same thing, underscore burn. Then for this particular one, which is semi-frame burn, we're going to go down and find double-sided. Maybe? No, okay, we're not going to find double-sided. Double-sided, copy that. Then around here somewhere, plop that in. Now this will default to being no material. Okay. This is looking pretty good for the most part. What we're going to have to do is grab all of these files and drag them in. Luckily, this shouldn't be too hard. So, semi-frame ao.data.png. Then drag these across. Back into BeamNG, let's try a refresh, and yeah! God damn it. I'm gonna try doing a quick cache clean. Aha! Figured it out! In the map 2, it was still drawing the old semi-engine, not the new underscore burn. I didn't realize that for some reason, unlike every other material, map 2 is down here and not up here somewhere. Anyway, don't need that no more. I think that's pretty much everything. We could potentially try moving the suspension forwards. That might help us a little bit. Oh yeah, you know what? We don't have our parameters for the torque converter set yet. Now let's see. It is pretty strong, except I didn't clutch dump it. Or should I say I didn't drive dump it. Okay, it still does get a little bit of a wheelie. Let's try making this torque converter just a little bit stronger. And dump. There we go. That's the launch. I think I saw something special just then. Pay close attention to the rear tires. So slow motion, into drive, the rear goes down, bounces off the rear bumper, and... ooh, it gets so close to lifting these rear tires up. It's almost disappointing that they don't. But let's see how much they do lift. I mean, it's an okay amount. And then gear shift just really drops this thing down hard. And then it goes up again. Whoa! This thing is freaking cool. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't put on the big turbocharger yet. Now let's slow it down, build up those revs, and then see this thing bounce off its rear bumper. And bang! And then bounce and angle it up. Yeah, okay, maybe it doesn't actually lift up the rear tires, but that's pretty freaking cool. We haven't even started tuning yet. All we've done is just get the engine in here. This thing is bonkers. Alright, we're maxing out in top speed as well, so we should probably do something about that. The thing's doing a stoppie like it's a bike. That's crazy. Oh, I love it so much. Now in the rear suspension, under rear differentials, under final drive, you have semi-adjust... oh, you know what? That doesn't... yeah, that's bad naming. Semi-adjustable means that it's only partially adjustable. I've done that wrong. But also, I don't want to change it again. So we got our tuning down. Apparently we can go down to 1. Let's go to like a 1.5. Now, clutch jump. And yes, this thing absolutely rips. It struggles a little bit when it gets up into its higher speed. That'd be mostly to do with the RPM, and... Alright. We're not having a problem with anything other than our brakes doing weird and funny buggers. Oh dear. So this has worked a treat. I thought this would fight me a little bit more, but apparently not. What we're gonna do now is start looking for our turbos. We're gonna find the 600, and we're going to duplicate it and call it like the 700. Then we're gonna put in variables again for this one. And this time I know the unit is PSI. And we're gonna make it go all the way up to 150. But wait, hold on. The wastegate limit is 57. If I chuck this out now, it'll... Oh, you know what? I'm working on bar. I'm an idiot. Alright, just this one time, we're gonna go in and we're gonna change our user interface to show... Ooh. Wait. Am I going Imperial or British? Oh my god. I don't know which one it is. Is PSI the same on both? Maybe. Everything else is different. Let's just go Imperial here. Then... Okay, 56. Which is in between these two. Good, okay. Let's go 56 is default. And I think this should work. So we got the boost here, and then we've got an equation to have our boost take 2. Hopefully this will work. Let's go ahead and see if our new turbo is in here. And it is. I can't seem to find our new thing. Seems to be not here. Oh, wait, I forgot to change the name. It's called a RPM limit? Ah, yeah, there we go. All right. Boost. There we go. Boost, amount of pressure. Let's see if we could destroy this engine. So we're going to go up to somewhere around 100 PSI. So we're nearly doubling the PSI that this thing was making. Let's hope this doesn't die. Oh, and we're getting up to maximum... Oh no, we're maxing out at about 75 PSI. Okay. That's a lot of power. Oh, brakes are fading on the front. Oh, I love trying to stop this thing every single time. It's so much fun. So let's break out the torque graph and actually do some science here. It's currently making 766 horsepower. If we set this back to default, which is somewhere around 56, and apply, 700 goes down to 600. But our 2,000 pound-feet of torque goes up to... Okay, so it is working. Let's see what happens. We're not generating much more power by increasing the boost more than what it can go. You can only go up to apparently about 74 PSI. That's disappointing. I wonder if there's some fettling we can do that'd be realistic considering that this thing now doesn't go through mufflers or anything. So what do we got as some values here? We got some wine pitch stuff, some wastegates, maximum exhaust power. I mean, we could try doing something that there. Back pressure coefficient. I don't know what that is. How much turbo pressure is lost due to back pressure from the compressor? We are running just a hater pipe, and this one does have a very big number here. Let's put that to like 0.1 maybe? And we're at nearly 2400 and 766. What happens? Okay, we actually get a lot more power now. Let's do it. Yep. Okay. Big kick there. And you know what? It becomes weak as anything towards the end. Oh, trying to stop is dangerous. Oh dear. Come on. Be nice to me. Come to a stop. I'm trying to be very careful here. Oh, that sound. Oh, that sound. It's great. Yeah, alright. Let's try turning that up. I love the sound of this. Is it the wine volume? Let's put you up to 1. Not doing a huge amount. Oh, it does get loud. Oh, I'd love if there was also a whooshing sound, like you could hear it sucking in through the exhaust. Let's try comparing this to the normal Burnside drag car. One of my favorite cars. The car is completely bonkers. All right, there, staged. And away we go. Oh no, he's so much faster than I am. Apparently, a diesel is not as fast as a drag, but I am fast. I was really keeping up with him. I think if I didn't flub the start, that would have been way better. All right, this time I'm gonna go full sweat mode. Yeah, all right. We're fairly even. He's got a little bit of a jump on me. I don't want to cross the middle of the line, and... Oh, bruh. That's fantastic. 8.6 quarter mile. I beat you. There we go. We have done it. Haven't gotten too out of bounds of realism. Like, basically saying that there's less exhaust back pressure. Aside from that, this thing is basically what you could really truthfully expect. Oh god, this is awesome. All right, this will be on the BeamNG repository. Hopefully I've done everything correctly so far. There's been a few things I've done in the backgrounds, like for instance, I made sure to change the name of the materials file to be not main materials but semi-materials. God, I love this thing. Just the wheelies are so much fun on their own. And then the stoppies at the end, just bringing up those back wheels. The thing is literally skidding on its frame, by the way. That's why it's like not tipping completely over. Well, this video has been just an absolute riot to make, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Do you know who I hope's really enjoyed it? My channel members. And that specifically includes Teheleman. Thank you very much for being a top tier channel member. For the rest of you, I'll catch you all next time, and consider clicking on one of these videos that are on screen right now. Yeah, this vehicle is quite hard to control. Oh god. I've recorded this all in frickin' ultra wide. God damn it. I'm an idiot.